Hi everyone, it's time for a little progress report on Amos Kittens. It's time to show you how far I've come with Amal and Anim and Amos Kittens. So let's get started. I have some stuff to show you. I'm sorry, there's stuff that isn't complete and everything isn't working perfectly. This is a huge project. After all, Amal is a language within another language. It's after all has its own commands. It has everything, its own math. It has really complex structure. There's objects. There's things. So, but I want to show you what I've done and how far we've come, and I hope this will excite people and like it excites me. So let's get started. First I will show you some small Amal stuff in Amos Pro and tell you a little bit about those Amal programs and how they work and what they do, and I will show them again in Amos Kittens after that is done. So let's get started. Now let's fire up the emulator. This is not a demonstration of speed or anything. We have lots of debug stuff enabled in Amos Kittens right now, so excuse me if it runs a little bit slow. Okay, this is the octopus demonstration. I believe we have something like this on page 179. I'm not sure if it's just this example. This is in the Amos Pro and Amos Creator manual. So I'm mostly working out of this manual for now. There's lots to be done before we get compatibility for this, and it will be lots to do to get full compatibility with Amos Pro, and there's lots of extensions. So yeah, it's going to take a lot of time before we can say that it's complete or fully working, or it will run everything. It probably won't run everything. Let's let's not go there now. So this Amal program is very simple. It loads an octopus sprite, it sets the palette, it has some sprite object, it has an Amal program script, it has the anim command, it will loop for infinity. This is the 0. The difference from how you use the anim command in the basic, because there's the L that you put behind, while here we have the 0 in front, so slightly different syntax. This is something that Amos Kittens has to work with. It has to support both methods, 0, comma or L behind. It will be processed in the same way if it's the anim or amal comma that sets up the animation in Amos Kittens. Done different, bit slightly different maybe. So I hope that won't break anything or cause any problems. The let command is required in Amos Pro. It's not required in Amos Kittens. It will mostly ignore it. Then we have x equals xm, which is the mouse. The x coordinate of the object equals the mouse. Let y coordinate equals the y-axis of the mouse. P will cause Amos or Amal to pause, and at the next vertical blanking it will continue. So the P command is actually very important. If you don't have the P command, it will loop for a certain amount of time before it will exit the Amal program, and then it will continue. So the P isn't necessary, but it is good to have if you want to have things synchronized properly. So, and there's a jump loop which brings us back to the here, and we set the new x and y coordinate depending on the mouse, and then we do the same over and over. So then we have Amal on, which activates them all, and then we have wait key. The Amos basic program will then wait for the animation for a mouse key and stop there, but the animation will continue. So let's see this in action. So as you can see, the octopus is now moving to with our mouse pointer. Okay, this is the first example I'm showing you guys, and then we have another Amal program which I've worked on to and try to get working in Amos Kittens. It's also called Octopus. Octopus move. It's similar, loads of sprite objects, set the sprite palette, we have a sprite at these coordinates, we have the animation, and then we have a label like the first example, but now we have a let ra equals 0, then it moves, and then we set the let ra to 1, etc. This is RA is a global Amal register, or a variable if you want to call it that. Amal doesn't have normal variables, you can't name them whatever you want. They are from RA to RZ or R0 to R9. They can be used as you like, but some are global and you have to think about this. So there are move delta x delta e over 50 frames. So this command will last for 50 frames before continuing on to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. The main program will not pause for 50 frames because you have a move in here. This will just run in parallel or in time slice. Okay, so we jump back to loop, and this continues over and over, and the animations is set up here, and you have 0, which means that we do loop for infinity. So there was some work to think about to fix this, because if you count from 1, you want to loop one time, and then you're doing decremented to 0, but then you're okay, then you're done. So I had to redefine this to -1 in Amos Kittens. When it reads this 0, it translated to -1. So this -1 is the infinity in Amos Kittens, but you will never know. It's behind the scenes, so never mind, ignore that. So we have press mouse key to quit. So here a simple program. It will print out the Amal register and locate 55 in the position on the screen. It will perform a wait variable. This is mostly because if you do not have a wait variable, the CPU usage will go to 100%, and it will do this outside the emulator as well as inside the emulator, so we don't want to do that. Let's run it. It's very simple. It moves around and round and round. It counts 1, 0, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. So 0 is the top, 1 is on the left, 2 is the bottom, 3 is on the left. So it goes round and round and round, and we can see that it completes every stage, and it moves correctly. It moves correctly in left, right, up and down. So this is what the test is about. It's just checking that the object can move in all directions. And let's quit it. Let's try it in Amos Kittens. Exit that. Open a terminal. We go to our project. Some aliases, so I don't have to cd into the directory. It takes time. You skip directory to the project, and we don't do that because we are running on an operating system with very limited memory protection. It has some protection that against the writing outside of the program. It's 0-page protection. It's private memory protection, sort of. It has a virtual addressing space, so you can swap things around to reduce. You can have some problems with the classic Amiga OS because certain blocks could be not found. So if the block size is there are many small block sizes, so you can't collect them to one big chunk of memory. This could lead to memory running out of memory. This problem doesn't exist in Amiga OS 4 because it is able to take all the small blocks and put them into a large block, and you have memory. So this is part of the virtualization. It does not virtualization does not mean swap. I've commented this on many forums many times. It does not mean swap. It means that you can actually produce certain environment that that allows the program to run. It organizes memory sources, disk resources, or whatever. But this is very small part of that in Amiga OS. We don't virtualize CPU, we don't virtualize many things, so we can't really use it like that. It would be really great if we could use like CPU virtualization and emulators and stuff, but we don't have that capability, so sorry about that. Or I'm not sorry, but I hope Hyperion fixes that, and yeah, let's forget about that for now. Let's try the show the stuff. Octopus. Okay, so we have just run the pass one test. The program is fast, it's very small, it doesn't take a lot of time. It's a very small program. This is all the commands you see in the program actually. High res, cursor off, flash off, show, load, hide, get sprite palette. You see the program. It's just serial. It's instead of horizontal. Everything is just listed downwards. A bit like a reading assembler almost. But it isn't assembler. It's tokens. Token number. See. Okay. Let's press enter and we continue from here. Press enter a few times. There are some debug stuff in here. Have to skip that. Okay, program is running and we have the octopus. There's some garbage I have to figure out. See, there's a line outside on the octopus, but basically the AMAL program is working. it animates the octopus and we are able to move it with our mouse. There's some bugs I had to fix to make this work, because I couldn't move the sprite outside the screen without graphic corruption, so I've spent a bit of time on that, and there are still lots of strange things happening, but we are at least narrowing it down. This is working. This is a completely AMAL program. Nothing, you see the basic program down here is stopped. It waits for a mouse key, a wait key. So it's just AMAL stuff running in the engine on a vertical blanking. Okay, let's press enter. Okay, that was working. Let's try the move. Same thing, I have to press enter a few times to get this thing started. I will remove that in the final version, of course. So you see 0, it moves on the top, 1, it moves on the right, and we can see the octopus 2 is moving down, and 3 is moving on the left side up. So it goes round and round, same thing as the Amos Pro example. It's this is a bit more active. As you see in this example, we have the basic program running and the AMAL program running. So we have lots of activity in both windows, and there's a bit of a lag because of all the stuff that's happening. Remove all the text, it will run a lot faster. But for now, I'm really looking for bugs and trying to get everything working. So I need a debug. I can't deactivate it, so that's a bit boring, but at least it's I find the bugs. I need to find the bugs. So yeah, I need the text. No way around it. Okay, so press mouse key to quit. Okay, so that worked. We have shown that the two AMAL programs are working. Now let's go over to something a little bit more advanced. We are going to show you Magic Forest running in Amos Kittens. As good as it gets for now. I really think I showed a small video of trying to run Amos Forest before. We have other programs like Castle Amos and Number Leap and Asteroids. Castle Amos and Number Leap, there are some tokens missing, so I really do not start. And Asteroids will crash, most definitely. So will Magic Forest, but I'm going to show you how far we get. And yeah, we are not going to get any Guru meditation. This is almost Kittens running Amigo as 4.1, and we have some memory protection. It will prevent Guru meditations. So let's start it. We are not going to have that huge problem anyway. The past one is running. I prefer not to move the window, shell window, while it's running lots of text in there. Sometimes it freezes. I think maybe this is a bug in Amigos 4.1. I hope this gets fixed, or they find out what is causing this. Maybe it's some threading on my program. I don't think it is, because it in the past one there's too early in the program. It shouldn't be. So let's start the program. As you can see, it takes a lot of tokens or commands to run Magic Forest. It's a large project game, and now you see this activated this engine. This is the AMAL. Now we're seeing Magic Forest logo moving up. This is AMAL moving the logos and the credits. The credits are a bit, sadly, a bit crunched, scripted. I'm not sure what is going on here. When this happens, it's usually something about byte per row. It's or something about something anyway. I'm really not sure. There's no offsets, wrong offsets. I think this should be more to the left. So, but we can see something here. Jason, Rick, Chris, and Sue. I think this is credit. So there's something in here that isn't corrupted. This is strange. Let's move on. We need to move on. Now you see these are moving upwards. I think the scripts wasn't flushed, so it will affect other objects which are drawn on other screens. I'm really not sure. So, but as you can see, some of those objects moved a little bit, and now they are moving upwards again. I think it's just continue running the same script, but I'm not sure. So there are some bugs here, but we are actually moving some objects, and we are actually making some progress. This graphic corruption here is different every time. Not sure what is going on. There's some stuff down here. I think there's apples, should be apples. They are not displayed on the correct position, sadly. So yeah, those are the things we're working on. Let's quit this. Probably going to crash. 99% sure, actually. Yes. And there's the crash in the cleaner variables like expected. I'm not sure why this is happening. The program is large and there's stuff happening in Amos Kittens in this Magic Forest example. So let's just kill the program. We are not going to reboot, it's not required at the moment. Let's try Amos Asteroids. I think I showed you a screenshot or something, but I'm not sure it showed you it's actually starting and how far it goes. There have been some work on this too. So initially I didn't get any past this. When I pressed enter, it just crashed. So, but now when I press enter, we are actually getting here. So we got a slightly bit longer. There's some wait keys. I think I put some wait keys in just for debugging, and then there's maybe some information in here somewhere. Yes, here. This is debug hints I put into the source code, which will tell me where I am in the program. It's for understanding where things crash. So I've put in some comments, try to understand what is going on. Yeah, Amal is starting. So no more data. It means probably that the script isn't compiled correctly. I have to look at those scripts and investigate. Okay. So now the script program counter of the Amal program is set to 000, which is a bad indication because program counter should never be 000. So it's outside of the buffer. This is why we have a DSE error here. We are reading outside of the Amal program buffer. and this is what this is about, really. Yeah, let's just kill it. We are I think at this point the system has been become a bit unstable and can easily freeze, so let's just stop it there and just talk about the progress. The main aim for Amos Kittens is like system friendly stuff. It's about sound cards, it's about USB controllers, about being able to use any graphic card you want. This is retargetable graphics, not OCS, AGA. I don't. It works a bit different. This isn't per bit. 1 pixel isn't 1 bit. It is 1 byte. It's so this is one major difference between Amos Kittens and Amos Pro. So if you ask for 2 colors, you will get 255 colors. 0 to 255, 256 colors actually. If you ask for 4 colors, you get 256 colors. If you ask for 8 colors, you get 256 colors. If you have to 64, you get 256 colors. You get the point. You are pretty much stuck in 256 colors mode. And yeah, Amos Pro doesn't support 256 colors, so you have more colors than you should have, but that isn't a problem. The main problem is when you have less than you need. So you have more than you need, and that's it could be exploited. You could use more colors than you could in Amos Pro. You can code it in ASCII and convert it to Amos like code. Don't guarantee that Amos to ASCII to Amos will actually generate 100% correct code. I would recommend that you program in Amos Pro, because then you are sure that the source code is correct. I hope people look at those projects and that they get more compatible over time, and that you one day can trust the conversion program. But as of now, I think it's not going to. It's not safe. You should probably not use it. The other program which converts Amos programs to ASCII is is a lot less dangerous, and I use it a lot just to, because I don't want to start the emulator, because it's easier to view code, because I can interleave tokens. So I have the Amos program code, then you have token codes, Amos program code, token codes, etc., and which is very, very helpful when you are making something like I'm doing now. So a lot more easier to analyze and understand what is going on. So you have a combination of many tools which I use to develop this, and the output is really essential to understanding what is going on. This is why we have all the debug stuff, and we are doing lots of debug. Yeah, I can't read it as fast as it disappears on my screen, but I put in delays, I put in wait keys, and I do stuff like that to analyze things more closely. So these are my methods. I'm pretty much used to using printfs and dumping text in consoles. This is how I program most of my stuff, so nothing new there. I'm not big on GGB or those things. They don't work very well on Amigos 4.1 anyway. DB101 I've actually tried once, and that debug tool is actually pretty good, and it works on single threaded programs. I wouldn't use it on larger projects, but on smaller projects, absolutely. You have to compile it in a special way, and it works. Absolutely good debugger. Actually, I recommend the DB101. This is a really good debugger. Yeah, and yes. So this is that. Yeah. Of course, I have to give Francois Laurent some credits for the work on Amos Pro and being so supportive of the Amos Pro programmers and the community, and I will hope with Amos Kittens that we can grow the community a bit outside of the classic Amiga and hopefully extend a bit into the next generation Amiga, and we'll see. And I have no idea how far Francois Laurent is got with his almost 2, is it called, or something like that, almost for friends, the alternative OS, distributed OS, if you will. I have no idea how far they got with that. Me personally, I like things running on my computer locally, because streaming is usually a bit slow and there's the lag between the servers, and yeah, it doesn't feel like it's native. It's like using remote desktop, but that's my preference. People need different things and other tools that suit certain things, tasks, and yeah. Let's get it there. If you have any questions about Amos Kittens and where we're going with Amos Kittens, or if you want to contribute to Amos Kittens in some way, if you have some program code you want me to test, or if you find a bug or something like that, please report bugs and tell me about stuff. But right now I know there's lots of stuff missing, so just because you report bugs to me doesn't mean I'm going to work on that particular bug right now. It's too early to fix everything, so I'm mostly working on the fundamentals, the stuff that has to work. Okay, that's all for now.